morning, everyone. It is 8:30 on Tuesday, May the 19th, and it's time for the morning briefing. First of all, no changes to the National Terrorism Advisory System overnight. Snapshot of the region, you do see the updated numbers from the unaccompanied children as of this morning. No declaration updates to talk about. Damage assessments. IA damage assessments in Oklahoma have been completed, and PA damage assessments have started. No fire management grants requests to talk about this morning. As we switch over to the geo platform, still have rain out there. Marty will talk about that here in just a moment. We'll turn off the event glare so that you can look at just what the Sunday daily event. Status our state EOCs, New Mexico, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana are at level 4. Texas is at level 3. And here at the RRCC, we're at enhanced watch, as is the national watch. Looking at shelters this morning, there's one shelter in Oklahoma with 27 occupants, and that has remained almost constant throughout this whole event. And Texas has 2 shelters now down in the lower Rio Grande Valley area with 24 occupants there, and those numbers have remained constant for the last few days. Now over to Marty to tell us about the weather.
Okay, thank you. Looking at this image here, this radar image, the area shaded in green is all of our flood watches that are in effect for Oklahoma and Texas. And as you can see, we've already got precipitation across the panhandle and went into those areas where there's flood watches. We're expecting precipitation to increase in coverage later today, and there is a slight risk for severe weather. We can go to the next slide. We'll see that our matrix will show us kind of what we're looking at as far as risk over the next couple of days. Severe thunderstorms possible today, mainly across west and northwest Texas. But heavy rain and flooding remain the big events, the most significant impacts from rainfall, and it's going to continue for the next couple of days. Mainly today we're looking at Texas-Oklahoma panhandles. We're looking at heavy rain and flash flooding possible across the Red River Valley, into West Texas, west of Interstate 35, and over into the Permian Basin area. So there is some degree of uncertainty, which there seems to always be in some of these situations as of late, and just these are the best areas we can pretty much expect rainfall today. Tomorrow, severe weather risk is further to the southwest toward the lower Trans-Pecos area and extending into central Texas, with the heavy rain and flooding threat continuing across south central Texas. Thursday, slightly improving conditions. Severe weather more isolated, if anything, across southwest Texas and southern New Mexico, but the flash flood heavy rain threat continues. It's going to move into southwest Texas and New Mexico, and then on Friday and Saturday, north central Texas into Oklahoma. River flooding remains a problem, and we're going to expect it to continue mainly across east and southeast Texas through the period. As long as we continue to get rain in these basins, we can expect higher levels of water in our area rivers. Okay, to the next slide, kind of outlines our severe threats for the next couple days. For today, top left slide, we have a slight risk of severe thunderstorms again in areas shaded in yellow. Now the heavy rain, flash flood threat box, we're looking at most of the rain expected across the Red River Valley into the Panhandle, but the uncertainty does exist that that box could be extended further west and south into those areas where the slight risk box is. So again, mainly northwest Texas and the Red River Valley and southern Oklahoma should just be ready for additional rainfall today. Day 2 and 3 weather hazards, looking at continued flash flooding risk possible across north central Texas and a slight risk of severe thunderstorms on Wednesday. Just to let you know, we've had a couple of fatalities in the San Antonio area from flash flooding. This was Sunday and Monday. They received up to 4.53 inches of rainfall, and they had some couple people. One was a river. Someone fell into a river and drowned, and another was an SUV being floated off because of high water. Okay, the next slide. Here's kind of what we're looking at for today's precipitation. Possibly up to 3 inches, it looks like, in the Red River Valley. But again, other models do suggest that that bullseye could be extended further west and south. So that's just kind of not hang on that for what it is. Just be aware that this is subject to some uncertainty at this time. Again, the 5-day precipitation, Red River Valley looks like that's where we're going to see most of our rain over the next 5 days. But again, central Texas, north central Texas, all this area will receive ample amounts of rainfall continuing. And as you can see on our current river status, lots of moderate to major flooding across the region. And as long as the rainfall keeps to the west, may not see as much in the way of too much in the way of flash flooding with these rivers, but we'll see crests continue to rise as it does push south toward the Gulf. This water must go somewhere. And next slide. The drought monitor, we can see much improved conditions from a week or two ago, where we were seeing D3, D4 drought conditions pretty much widespread across Oklahoma and North Texas. Now improved most areas D1 and D2, so the rainfall has helped. But we've seen it all in like a couple weeks period. It would be better if it was spread out, I guess. And next slide is our space weather slide. Not much going on in space weather, quiet conditions, and the globe is pretty clear right now. That's all I have.
Thank you, Marty. Appreciate that. If you have a question for the Weather Service, go ahead and type those in the chat window. If you're on the phone, ask your question. In the meantime, I forgot to mention the power outages when we were on the Geo platform there. Oklahoma is at 73. Texas is at 5,600. Louisiana 297. Arkansas 329. And New Mexico 473. Those all are continuing to come down slowly. And of course, with the continuing rain, they fluctuate up and down a little bit and move around by areas. So now as we take a look at the events going on around the region today, those are highlighted there, and for the rest of the week. On this day in 1988, Texas had hail the size of tennis balls and was a foot deep. And I'm pretty sure if you got hit by a tennis ball size ball of ice, it would hurt. Any questions this morning? I hear someone on the phone with the open mic. Did you have a question? All right. Hearing no questions on the phone, seeing nothing in the chat window, everyone have a great day.